Citizens, what's up? It's President Awall here bringing you daily Star Wars Force Arena content, and I think I've got the best version of this deck I want to show you. This is the Road to Kyber series, and today I've kind of been mastering this Dengar deck, and I have gone from 2650 up to 3226, so it's been about a 600 rating increase today using this particular deck in 1v1. Been a bit sick, so excuse me if I cough or something during this video, but it's a really fast deck. It's 2.9 average energy cost. I am using MTV7 light vehicle instead of ATST in this deck, and that's something that I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below on one vehicle versus the other, but I feel that the light vehicle gives me more versatility, more ability to defend, and it is harder to counter, to be perfectly honest, from a Rebel standpoint. ATST is just a sitting duck waiting to be annihilated by the 6 counters that Rebels have, whereas MTV7 light vehicle is fast moving, it does damage, and it's lower energy cost, so it's lower risk to throw out there. Let me know what you think. Let's just get into some 1v1s here, and the competition I noticed, and I've crossed over this 3200 threshold 3 times now. And once you cross over 3200, for those of you that are looking to get towards the 3000 ratings, when I was below 3200, my Q was instant, like 0-second Q with Empire. As soon as I crossed over 3200, my Q was anywhere between 15 seconds to 2 minutes. And I think that it starts classifying players that go over that threshold as maybe a higher tier of player, something of that variety, and queue times are longer, and also the competition has increased significantly since I've crossed over this threshold. So what you'll see here is probably higher rated players. You'll probably see players that are a bit more experienced. I've noticed that a number of these players are in the top 100. Very regularly going up against top 100 players. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on the mini-map, or at least try. That's one thing that I've noticed that I'm weaker at when I'm actually recording videos, but keeping a very close eye on the mini-map and making sure that I'm not getting gonk droided or getting light vehicle-did down there, or light tank-did, for example. So let's go ahead and just chuck a grenade at these fools and see what we can make happen here. But got to be really careful with those Pathfinders. I'm going to go ahead and stun here and pick up the kill. And that's why I have stun in this deck, is so I can make more aggressive plays. And then I can just slide in and do some decent damage on these towers. But once he returns, my objective is to back. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to drop the probe here as well. And that probe should end up doing significant damage and taking out the majority of what they had there. And it looks like they're going to have a pretty strong push. So what I'm going to do here is just grenade. Oh, that was not where I wanted that grenade to go. That was actually somewhat poor. And that situation did not play out the way I wanted it to. Not at all, to be perfectly honest. But we're going to end up taking this tower, which is great. And we'll end up starting to push into their base. I need to be very, very careful here. This is clearly a skilled player, and I'm probably gonna get aggressive. I'm gonna kill his hero. Here we go. Oh, the grenade didn't go off. If I clicked the grenade would have connected with him, and I would have gotten that kill in that situation. That's fine. I'm going to hang back. I'm going to defend. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. See what's coming in here. Okay. Looks like it is the light tank, like I was kind of speaking about earlier. And that is a difficult card to deal with. It moves much faster. It's more difficult to deal with rather than a gonk droid. And I'm going to be careful here. I'm going to back up so I don't take too incredibly much damage. I know that was not proper English, so I don't take too much damage, is what I was trying to say. I'm going to drop the droid there, which is going to turn that Wookiee around. And this will buy me some time so I can grab some health. And Sand Trooper is going to take care of this mob that's coming in, but I'm going to need to be very, very careful. So I'm going to go ahead and stun, grenade, drop light vehicle, and I should be able to clear out the majority of what they have here. And these troopers will do a pretty good job of taking down my light vehicle. Oh, this is gross. He's trying to get the pick on the last minute here. I need to move up. I need to get very, very aggressive. I need to pressure. If he gets another one of those waves, I'm done. So let me see if I can take down this turret. Gonna stun. Yes. That was very, very close. As you can see, that player was pretty skilled. Like, they were watching the timer. They had nice counters. They were pressuring at the right time. They were very patient. That was a very good player. And I noticed once I went above 3,200, I'm getting more players like that, who are more measured, who are more difficult to beat, to be perfectly honest. They're not going all in and just diving my tower and allowing me to just wreck them. So let me talk about the deck just a little bit more. I'm keeping energy cost below 3 so I can be fast, and the whole purpose of this deck really is to have hard counters. That's it. Sand Trooper is an amazing area of effect hard counter to mobs that your enemy is going to be throwing at you. Probe Droid, incredibly good. Probably the best counter to melee units in the game. And you just drop that, as you saw that game, and just clear out those melee units in such an effective manner. Without Stun Grenade in this deck, I've been unable to kill enemy heroes. And Dengar is not an incredibly aggressive hero, in my opinion. Some of you guys tell me that you run him aggressively. I don't find him to be incredibly aggressive. He does good damage over time. He does good area of effect damage, 250% with that grenade, but it's not amazing. And so I feel like without that stun grenade, when you're using 4 LOM or 4 LOM, it's really hard to pick up the kill on the hero. So the killing combo that I like to use with this deck is drop 4 LOM, kind of in a side position. I'm up against the same guy again. Wow, okay. This is actually my toughest matchup, is up against this enemy Rebel hero, so we'll see if we can pick up a W here. This guy was pretty good, so at least I know what he's got in his deck, and I know that what he has in his deck is actually going to be a pretty strong counter to what I have. So 4 LOM is actually great here, because he's going to implement that taser, essentially, and the taser, look how much damage 4 LOM just did to him. 4 LOM pushed him back, basically single-handedly pushed him back, and forced him to pick up a health pack. 4 LOM is a hero killer. Just straight up, he's a hero killer. And don't underestimate him if you are a... oh wow, gonna stun here. Oh, that was such a waste of a stun. That was such a huge, huge waste of a stun. Not too happy with that. Gonna drop 4 LOM as well as the light vehicle in that lane and let them do damage as they please. They're probably gonna get cleared out here, which means that probe is gonna be a good counter to what they're throwing in. Perfect. Gonna drop probe. Hopefully this probe will end up countering the majority of that. Looks like it didn't necessarily, so gonna try to get the Bladesman in here close, and I'm gonna be conservative until now, and now it's time to focus their hero. And there it is. Did I pick up the kill? No, I did not pick up the kill. That's a shame. If I had 4 LOM dropped there, I would have picked that up. And notice his placement on that sniper. The sniper was right behind that wall, and I was unable to target them effectively. And that was actually pretty nice. That was nicely done on his behalf. I don't have any extra health packs right now, so it's going to be tough to keep this up and running. Bladesman hopefully will get some sneaky damage in here. My grenade picks him up at the last minute. Not sure how much damage I'll be able to do to this tower. A minimal amount, most likely. And we'll probably even things up. He's still ahead. I was hoping we'd be able to even things up tower-wise, but that was definitely not the case. I'm going to drop 4 LOM here, and now it's time to grenade and stun. And 4 LOM hopefully can come through with some damage here. Unfortunately, the Wookiee was wrecking me during that altercation. So I'm just going to back up, I'm going to save up my energy, and I'm going to wait to counter. And this is generally what you're doing as Dengar. You're just waiting to counter the enemy. And then you counter them when they get close to your base, and then you move in on them once you're kind of feeling comfortable with getting aggressive. That's pretty much where you're at. Almost killed him there. Gonna drop 4 LOM, so I've actually got a really nice setup here. I've got all my key tools available. I'm gonna take down his hero, and what I need to do is just clear out this tank and clear out everything he's got as quickly as possible and see if I can get a pick here on this tower. If I can get this pick, this game is pretty much in the bank. And there it is. So hopefully I don't allow him to get any sneaky kills here, and there's the W. This was a good player. Like, he could have picked me up there. if I had been a little bit more aggressive, with his Cassian could have punished my aggression, and he would have won that game. So another GG to this guy. I can't actually click the emote button down on the bottom, just tell him GG because my face cam is in the way. But anyway, there's 2 W's so far. This is pretty much the pattern I've been seeing. I hope I'm able to queue up against somebody different. I'll wait a second before I queue up. But the only other elements I didn't really talk about here are the tools that are available for you to counter light tank. And obviously we've got Bladesman in here, best counter to light tank in the game. You've also got Forlom. Forlom is a good counter to tanks. His single target damage is really, really good. His attack speed is relatively low, but he does 143 a pop. He's got good range, and he can, provide a lot of supplementary damage. And Stormtroopers, of course, great counter to those tanks. And don't forget, don't count out MTV-7 light vehicle as being a counter to light tanks. The attack speed, relatively low, but that attack power is very, very high. And that's another reason why I like the light vehicle versus ATST. ATST does not get any work done versus those MLC3 light tanks, which I've spoken about this numerous times. You guys know that I think that's one of the strongest cards in the game, if not the strongest overall card in the game. That light tank is really, really good. If that card gets nerfed slightly for Rebels, they're in a lot of trouble. I feel like that is like oh my gosh, it's this guy one more time. Are you kidding me? Well, whatever. At least in these 3 games, I'm able to demo this deck against a skilled player. I really don't like it when I record videos and I'm up against like lower skill players and I'm just totally wrecking them. That's just, for me, that's not that interesting. Like, I'm trying to provide you guys with some educational value in these videos, and when you're just stomping somebody simply because they're making a lot of mistakes, that's not that valuable, in my opinion. From like a video standpoint, like you guys are tuning in on YouTube because you want to get value out of these videos and you want to see something that you wouldn't otherwise normally be able to see, right? So I'm going to drop down Forlom here. I wish, knowing that they were going to drop down all of these units. Oh, picked up the kill there. I got a little too aggressive. I think Forlom is going to be able to maybe clear these out, maybe. There he is. He dropped the taser, and that was pretty much an even exchange, and we're back to ground zero. I think that I maybe did that a little bit more efficiently than he did, but we're going to drop down troopers. Always spread your units if you can. Give yourself a nice spread. Oh, grenade kill! That's the grenade kill I'm talking about. Gonna drop down Bladesman here and see if I can get a little supplementary damage before my probe is dead and before he comes back. I should be able to get this thing down to about 50%. There it is. Sweet. Didn't quite get the kill, but I'm in a decent enough position. So let's see. I didn't save any of my area of effect options here. That is a problem. So I'm gonna drop this down on the back line. Gonna use the grenade and clear everything out, which is beautiful. Forlom here on the back line. Hopefully he once again underestimates Forlom. There he is. Forlom connecting with the taser, dude. I'm telling you, Forlom is so disgusting when it comes to taking down heroes. Like, don't play around. When there's Forlom, don't play around. Like, he will just straight up wreck you. He will wreck you. He will have no regrets about it whatsoever, and that's just how he rolls. Forlom's taser is just so good at taking down heroes. I'm going to stun him, and I'm also going to chuck a grenade at him and see if Sand Trooper can give me a little extra damage. There it is, and I still didn't get the tower. Let's see if this Sand Trooper can get a shot off here. There it is, got the tower. So at this point, I just need to stay alive for 30 seconds, and just don't let him take my base. That's pretty much it. So we're probably going to see a big bum rush here. That's why I'm going to drop Probe Droid here. I'm also going to attack him on the back line. Gonna back up, need to be very careful. Another round of Stormtroopers here, and I think that this will be a successful defense. With Blade Masters on the back lines, they'll probably end up getting the pick on him. There it is. And that's going to be the W, friends. Sand Trooper, I'm just going to let those units move up. There you go, GG. So there's 3 games. I wish it wasn't up against the same guy over and over again. I wanted to show you a little bit more variety in the gameplay, but that's the deck. This is the Path to Kyber series. I'm getting very, very close to hitting the next tier, so hopefully I can get there soon. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who's turned notifications on when you subscribe. Avatars on the screen right above there. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been posting my videos up on the Star Wars Force Arena subreddit. It helps my channel out a lot. If you guys feel like sharing them, that's great. Speaking of which, there's 2 videos over there in those boxes. Watch them because they're good. Thank you for watching, citizens. I appreciate you. Adios.